The F-14 Tomcat stands as one of the most iconic fighter jets in the history of military aviation. Developed during the Cold War to meet the United States Navy's demands for a superior air defense aircraft, the F-14 made an indelible mark with its advanced features, impressive combat capabilities, and distinctive design. Although retired from the U.S. Navy in 2006, the F-14's legacy endures, particularly through its ongoing service with Iran, which remains the sole operator of the Tomcat in active combat roles. This video delves into the development, unique features, operational history, and enduring impact of the F-14 Tomcat, from its inception in the 1970s to its lasting influence on modern aviation. Iran's acquisition and unique role. During the height of its popularity, the F-14 Tomcat had only one foreign customer, Iran. In the 1970s, under the leadership of Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran sought to bolster its military capabilities by purchasing the latest military technology from the West. As part of this modernization effort, Iran selected the F-14 Tomcat over the F-15 Eagle, a choice that ultimately proved to be significant. In 1976, Iran purchased 80 F-14 Tomcats, a decision that aligned with its close alliance with the United States at the time. This procurement occurred before the 1979 Islamic Revolution, which led to a drastic shift in Iran's political landscape. Despite the revolution and the breakdown in relations between the U.S. and Iran, the Iranian Air Force retained the F-14s, which became a central part of its defense strategy during the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s. According to military researcher Tom Cooper, Iranian F-14s were responsible for 50 air-to-air victories within the first 6 months of the Iran-Iraq War, showcasing the aircraft's formidable combat abilities. These victories were achieved against a variety of Iraqi jets, including Mi-21s, Mi-23s, and Su-22. Despite operating under challenging conditions without proper support from airborne warning and control system or advanced ground control, the F-14s demonstrated their value as high-performance aircraft. Only one F-14 was lost during this period, emphasizing the durability and effectiveness of the Tomcat in combat. Origins of the F-14 are response to Cold War threats. The development of the F-14 Tomcat can be traced back to the early 1960s, when the U.S. Navy identified the need for a new air defense fighter to replace the aging F-4 Phantom II. At that time, the Navy faced growing threats from long-range Soviet bombers and anti-ship missiles, which posed a significant risk to U.S. naval fleets. To counter these threats, the Navy initially participated in the Tactical Fighter Experimental Program, a joint effort with the U.S. Air Force to create a new fighter jet. However, the Tactical Fighter Experimental Program faced numerous challenges due to the differing operational requirements of the Navy and Air Force. The Navy eventually withdrew from the project after the creation of the F-111B, which proved unsatisfactory for naval operations. In response, the Navy launched the Naval Fighter Experimental Program, which sought to develop a fighter jet specifically tailored to the Navy's needs. Grumman Aerospace Corporation's design for the F-14 Tomcat was selected as the winner of the VFX program. The F-14 was designed to be a versatile, twin-engine, two-seat fighter aircraft capable of both air superiority missions and fleet defense. It incorporated advanced avionics, weapon systems, and radar technology that set it apart from other fighters of its time. Distinctive features of the F-14 Tomcat. One of the most unique features of the F-14 Tomcat was its variable sweep wings, which allowed the aircraft to adjust its wing configuration based on speed and mission requirements. For air combat and dogfighting, the wings could be swept forward, improving maneuverability. For high-speed intercept missions, the wings could be swept back, enabling the aircraft to reach supersonic speeds of up to Mach 2.34, or approximately 1,544 miles per hour. This design gave the F-14 unparalleled versatility, making it a formidable adversary in a variety of combat scenarios. In addition to its variable sweep wings, the F-14 boasted advanced avionics, including the Army-Navy Airborne Weapons Group 9 radar system, which was capable of tracking up to 24 targets simultaneously. This radar system could guide up to 6 AIM-54 Phoenix long-range missiles to engage multiple targets at once, giving the F-14 a significant advantage in long-range combat. The Phoenix missile had an impressive range of over 100 miles, making the F-14 a lethal threat to enemy aircraft before they even realized they were in danger. The cockpit of the F-14 featured a tandem seating arrangement for the pilot and the radar intercept officer. The radar intercept officer played a crucial role in managing the aircraft's radar and weapon systems, allowing the pilot to focus on flying the aircraft. This division of labor made the F-14 one of the first fighter jets to have a dedicated weapon system operator, enhancing its overall combat effectiveness. Power and armament. The F-14 Tomcat was powered by two Pratt and Whitney TF-30P41-2A afterburning turbofan engines, which provided the aircraft with a maximum speed of Mach 2.34 and a combat radius of over 500 nautical miles. The aircraft was heavily armed, carrying a 20mm and 61 Vulcan cannon, which could fire up to 6,000 rounds per minute. In addition to the Phoenix missiles, the F-14 could be equipped with a variety of other air-to-air missiles, including the AIM-7 Sparrow and AIM-9 Sidewinder, giving it the flexibility to engage both long-range and short-range threats. Operational service and Cold War tensions. The F-14 Tomcat entered service with the U.S. Navy in 1974, replacing the F-14 Tomcat as the Navy's primary fleet defense fighter. Its first operational deployment occurred aboard the United States ship Enterprise in 1975. Throughout the Cold War, the F-14 played a critical role in deterring Soviet aircraft and protecting American naval assets. The aircraft's long-range radar and missile capabilities made it a formidable adversary for any potential aggressor. One of the most famous incidents involving the F-14 occurred in 1981 during the Gulf of Sidra incident when two F-14s engaged and shot down two Libyan Su-22 fighter jets. This encounter demonstrated the Tomcat's air superiority and solidified its reputation as a top-tier fighter. Evolving role and combat missions. As the Cold War came to a close, the F-14's role began to evolve. Initially designed as a fleet defense interceptor, the Tomcat was gradually adapted for other roles, including tactical reconnaissance and ground attack missions. The introduction of the Tactical Airborne Reconnaissance Pod System, TARPS, allowed the F-14 to gather valuable intelligence during missions, further enhancing its versatility. The F-14 also saw combat during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, where it provided air cover for coalition forces and carried out reconnaissance missions. As newer aircraft such as the F-18 Hornet entered service, the F-14 was increasingly tasked with precision ground attack missions, utilizing laser-guided bombs and other precision-guided munitions. The final variant of the F-14, known as the F-14D Super Tomcat, featured upgraded engines, avionics, and weapon systems. These enhancements extended the aircraft's service life and improved its overall performance. Despite these upgrades, the high cost of maintaining the aging F-14 fleet eventually led to its retirement. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legendary F-14 Tomcat and its incredible history, hit the like button and let us know your favorite fact in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories about iconic aircraft and military history. Fly high with us by turning on notifications so you never miss an update.